You're listening to Mondo Cool, the only Dragon Ball movie podcast that gives you a Zenkai boost.
That's right, boys. Mondo Cool.
Wiggity, what's up, Dragon Ballers? Welcome to this month's edition of Mondo Cool. That's our monthly Dragon Ball movie podcast. And as always, I bring the biggest and smartest and coolest Dragon Ball fans I know into a room in the internet. We talk about some stuff. Of course, we have Dan and Bob from GigaBoots.com.
Very glad to be here, KZ.
Yeah, me too.
And the biggest fan of the Tree of Might of all time, Mr. Feel from Mr. Feel's Wild Ride.
I have some unfortunate news.
Oh, no! For those who are new to the show, somehow you're like, oh, man, what the fuck is this? Well, what we do is, in release order, we watch every Dragon Ball film, OVA, all that stuff. And then we do a review and discussion with some fun segments of it. You give a final rating, and then basically rank all of these things month to month. And if you think that's a good idea, or you think it's bad but you just want to see it anyway so you can say you listened to it, you can get this show an entire week early. And Phil's going to tell you how.
You can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbcodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get early access to Mondo Cool, but in addition to that, you get access to Cursed Content Club commentaries where we talk over bad movies. Cursed Content by Committee, that's our user-voted Cursed Content show. Extended Pitches for Armchair Devs, our show where we try and reboot video games but mostly end up shooting each other in the kneecaps, and other benefits. That is patreon.com/gbpodcasts.
That's right. And this month, we will and have watched the next Dragon Ball Z film, the third DBZ film. It is called Dragon Ball Z, The Tree of Might, or as it's called in Japanese,
Dragon Ball Z, the decisive battle for the entire Earth.
Thank God we're not fighting for only part of it.
Or, alternatively, Dragon Ball Z Chikyu Marugoto Chokasen.
I love me some Chokassens. Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to throw this to Dan and pray to God that we get through the first half of this film in the first 20 minutes and not 40. We're gonna
Don't worry.
How about we get through the first half of this movie in 10 seconds? I'd be down for that.
Yeah, no, don't worry. This is not going to take long. In the film Dragon Ball Z Tree of Might, Chi-Chi's a bitch. Gohan just wants to have fun, and Goku is stuck playing the middleman between these two when Saiyans and Melty Dudes come from outer space to plant the Tree of Might into the Earth, draining it of all of its energy and life essence. Goku and everyone in his house who couldn't hear the explosion in the earth and all of the mayhem caused by the tree over Chi-Chi's incessant bitching they dropped to go stop the alien invaders from destroying the earth because the voice in Goku's head told him to.
Yeah, go do it, Goku.
Yeah, Goku, the movie's happening. Get over there.
You know, that should have been where this movie began.
What? You needed an extended sequence of them using battle aura to cool down the fire and getting the Dragon
We
Ball.
needed them camping, the forest being set on fire, them putting out the fire, them going to get the Dragon Ball to bring the forest back.
Hey, they needed to introduce Icarus, or as it was called in my version in the Ocean dub, Higher Dragon.
Higher Dragon.
Yeah, you complain about that part, but I feel like that might be one of my favorite parts of this movie. Because it's a little bit more down to earth and just calm and like, okay, why don't they just use Dragon Balls more often? That's kind of neat.
It was down to earth and very decisive.
It would have been fine if this movie wasn't, I think, the longest one so far.
No, it was like 49 minutes or something. That's around standard Dragon Ball
KZ,
movie
you
length.
you watched a fucked up version. Guess what? This movie is an hour and 5 minutes long. You watched a fucked up.
I watched. That's
They
fucked
cut
up,
my God.
20 fuck. God damn it, KZ.
No, we watched the same version as KZ. We got the Ocean Group one. He was an hour flat.
Yeah.
So like to hear that it went on for 5 more minutes makes me thank God that I didn't see them.
This movie has all of Curse of the Blood Rubies first.
I watched the fucking what the fuck was it? The Pioneer Ocean dub.
Yeah.
As I've done the last 2 times.
Yeah.
That has to be what happened when they just cut it into 3 episodes. They truncated it a lot and cut out tons of. You missed out on incredible scenes of Chi-Chi being a bitch and Gohan playing with that dragon. There's like 15 additional minutes of those scenes.
How? I saw multiple minutes of that.
There's more.
Imagine a bitch
Oh, God.
so incessant she will never stop nagging.
So you trying to say that that's like the Advent Children complete of Dragon Ball movies?
Except somebody looked at this and went, "Oh, we have to take some out of this. What the fuck are they doing?" I don't think they get to the Tree of Might like when they arrive
Like
and
half
shoot their
the movie.
beams at the Tree of Tree of Might. That happens like 29 minutes.
That would have been better. It really would have been Aqua Teens.
Goku's like, I gotta get this tree of meat. He's just so into it.
I wasn't joking. Like, there's almost the full length runtime of the fucking Curse of the Blood Rubies before they get to the fight, and it's all just nothing happening. It's Yamcha being sad his car got blown up, and like 3 scenes of the villains in darkness being, "We're evil. We're going to plant the tree here."
Yeah, it's called Setup. Now, they're in the scene where everyone's together in Goku's house,
Uh-huh.
where they're like, Gohan's gotta study and stuff, and then, at least for the Ocean dub, Yamcha has the worst line ever, where he goes, "I know how to read. I could probably help him."
Yeah.
As if it's some
I think that's in
ultimate
Japan,
skill.
too.
I know how to read.
That qualifies him immediately.
Uh-huh.
Yamcha is real pathetic in this movie.
And then Chi-Chi says, "Fuck you, I don't want him turning out like you."
It's really good.
You mean a millionaire baseball star?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, he can't be that rich. That car would have been dead.
Yeah, apparently. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's a flying car.
Oh, well. Then
I thought that was
makes sense.
standard in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
No, they have hover cars, but his actually flies.
It's very smart, Bob.
Like, that
It's
seems
very-
normal to me,
It's
but
very smart.
maybe I just have
It costs more.
In this world with flying cars and dinosaurs.
It costs even more if you want the stomp cycle.
talking about
Don't
the
talk
stomp
about the stomp
cycle.
cycle.
So we just barely got into the actual movie with my summary before we doubled back for some details. Important details like Gohan, use your ki to put out the flames, and then they started using so much force that trees got ripped out of the ground.
It was really cool.
It was very
The way
smart.
that's directed was really bad, where he's like, use your power to take out the flames. Okay. And then it hangs for 4 more seconds before it cuts them running toward it.
They also
there's-
cut a bunch of. They showed that same shot of Gohan yelling like 3 times.
Don't worry, they didn't cut that. I saw them, I'm like, all right, this is the 3rd time I've seen him do this.
I like the part where they're clearly going in for a Kamehameha and then they just don't show what's coming out of their hands and instead they cut to wind. It's really impressive.
It's weird, yeah.
They're using their as the Dragon Ball wiki says, they're using their Kia, which is not an energy blast, but it is rather a shock wave. It's like 1 step below the energy blast, where they can just make a shock wave with their ki.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool and has a 400-page entry on the Wikipedia.
This Ocean dub might be the worst of the 3. Having listened to it.
I mean, there's way less Piccolo, so that
Yes.
already hurts it.
Inevitably.
Yes, yeah, that didn't help. The delivery that Krillin has later in the film, in which like Goku's like spirit bomb fails, and then Krillin goes, "All right, this happened because this happened and this happened. Now we're in trouble." He explains in like 3 sentences what happened in the most monotone way possible.
Yeah, but we also get, you singed my fingernails.
It's incredible. But to continue a little bit further, to finish summarizing, just to get us out of that mode. So they arrive at the Tree of Might, and they try to blow it up with their energy blast, and it does absolutely nothing, because I guess the Tree of Might's stronger than most TBC villains, at least at the roots. So they then look up, hear nothing, float up, and immediately 5 feet in front of them are the entire enemy squad chuckling.
I think that the implication was supposed to be they were above the cloud line or something. I don't know.
They were apparently just so far up they couldn't hear them chuckle, but now they're face to face and they're chuckling, and a fight breaks out, and people get bodied, and Dragon Ball things happen.
Yeah,
they
sure did.
Yeah, that jet plane man is very cool.
Also, I would like to know, Phil, you were like, oh, they have to explain the lore, at the beginning. That's why it has extra scenes. That's like if I went to a fucking restaurant, they explained the lore behind dinner before they fucking fed me. Like, you do not.
I know. I'm not saying they needed more scenes. I'm saying it was bad because of it.
It's just so insane dealing with this movie. Anyway,
I expected to enjoy this because I remembered it being truncated into episodes, and I'm like, oh, that was real cool. It was pretty much all fights and no story. Then I get haymakered with the 25-minute lead-in.
I'm sad there was no extended full Gohan song.
It's weird because it feels weird and fillery like that, but not as what's a good word? Sensational? Almost.
I feel like I would have preferred the Gohan song to the Ozaru scene with Gohan that just wouldn't end.
Yes, same.
That was the Ozaru scene that makes no sense because Turles doesn't turn into a great ape despite looking right at it.
He's like, good thing I didn't leave that moon up or I would have turned. And it's like, wait. Fucking
spin up, mix up the coconut, and then it glows.
Mm-hmm. That fake moon's real cool. I'm sure that's going to happen a lot in this series.
Well, it had happened in the anime right before, so they were kind of forced.
They had to do it again.
I forgot they had Cybermen in this.
Wait, there were Cybermen?
They were Cybermen. They were Cybermen.
Yeah, they were
the purple dudes.
The Cybermen adjacent dudes.
The twins.
Just like, yeah, they're like sentient. They talk and stuff.
But they're not like I guess they're kind of Cybermen-y. I more think it's just they're lazy.
Yeah, I'm like they aren't bug enough like for Cybermen to me.
Those two suck, but I think the other three are real strong in how they look.
I love Chrome Pink Cyborg Man a lot.
I like him. I think Red Man with the.
I mean, upcoming character coming to fighters.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
God.
Could you fucking imagine?
Not even Turles, Jetman.
He just plays like War Machine.
They're like, man, I was complaining about Goku.
And I think I forget that I don't even know how to describe him. Like the punk guy with the pink leg warmers who's like, yeah, I'm confident in my sexuality. I can wear pink. And he has like
that
earrings.
guy got vaporized and it was okay in the next scene. Yeah, that guy's pretty cool.
That happens like to 4 characters. Both the Raisin guys get blown the fuck out by Gohan, and they're like, "Hello, we're fine now. We beat up Tien and Chaozu off camera."
Yeah, that was so stupid.
Man, all the humans took a fucking L in this movie.
Yeah,
where they had a whole sequence of we're fighting them. Cut away. Yeah, they lost. They all lost.
Except Yamcha. He got beaten on screen. He got pummeled into the earth.
Man, we see the red guy do that crazy spin move to block the Destructo Disc. He never does it again.
No.
I think they cut it weird in the Ocean dub because in the full version, he makes his own Destructo Disc doing that.
Weird.
He makes a red one. And they hit each other.
I hate the red dude who's just named is Almond. He's Almond. Yeah. They got Almond, Raisin, Cacao.
Cacao.
And then Turles, which is actually Tellus, which is actually lettuce. It's real good. I'm going to be honest, the fight scenes in this, as they describe, don't make a lot of sense and don't really have any staying power. There just is that one good moment where Goku's like, oh no, they have Gohan. Fuck this shit. And just does a double Kamehameha, one hand each in both directions. One guy gets knocked into a fucking root, and you get to see him fly all the way into the background. The other one eviscerated mid-flight, but perfectly fine later in the fight.
Yeah.
The only things in this movie, and I just watched, the only fights that stuck in my mind over the years was that Piccolo shooting the special beam cannon into Turles' palm, and Goku being like, I don't know why I brought those other guys. Time to own all of you in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that Goku fighting every single one of them was actually pretty good. It lasted a couple seconds.
Yeah, it's like 4, maybe 15 seconds. And then to save money, we keep cutting to Lettuce's dumbass face.
This isn't a spectator sport.
What a dumbass. What a dumbass.
God, we get the amazing excuse of why he looks like Goku is just because, there's only a couple kinds of lower class Saiyans.
We don't come in many types.
Yes, that's
the
also
reason
the
for
explanation.
fighters. They're a bunch of lower class characters, and we got a
That's
bunch.
literally the explanation for why Bardock looks the same.
Very good.
That's fucking stupid. That's the most we needed excuse for Toriyama shit I've ever heard. Bardock wasn't even... Real quick, though. Now I'm not going to look it up because that's too much effort, but do you think Bardock, like the Bardock special or any Bardock lore had occurred by this point? Or did you think they were just being like, whatever, we don't want to design a guy, it's a Goku, here's a plot reason, and then Toriyama's like, I can just do that?
He's like, nah, I can't get away. Headband.
It was like 4 months later, so they had to have already been in like the planning stages of that special.
Gotcha. Okay. Great. Awesome.
They're like, bring some of that concept art over here. We got to get this Tree of Might thing out in like 2 more months.
But also Toriyama just says shit. Remember before Broly came out, he gave the interview about S cells?
Yes.
I try not to pay attention to Dragon Ball lore. It can be damaging.
Where it's like the children become Super Saiyans easier in the later Dragon Ball stuff because they got more S cells.
It's midichlorians.
Yeah.
Saiyans have midichlorians.
The Dragon Ball midichlorians have existed now.
Regrettable.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's like, all right, you're going to follow up on this? No, I was just saying something in an interview.
Don't ask me things, please. I ruin everything.
So after...
It could be worse. Fucking Blutz waves.
Okay, so after that, as we referenced by now, Lettuce turns Rice into a giant monkey using his artificial moon, and then giant monkey Rice starts beating up his dad, and then when the adorable dragon, Higher Dragon, shows up and is cute, a monkey Gohan says, hey, I should stop this. That would be a good plan to stop killing. And then Lettuce is like, fuck you, I blow up the dragon. And then he gets upset again. And and then he tries to attack Lettuce, and then Lettuce is gonna own him with some circle beam. And Goku just cuts off his tail with a cool laser thing, and then he falls naked into the water.
That was Goku's weird blue Destructo disc.
Yes, Goku's weird blue Deducto disc. It's completely different from Krillin's Destructo disc.
I don't think Turles ever uses that attack again either.
No.
What's this movie?
That's fine.
I don't fucking know.
This literally is as bad as I was afraid.
Now I'm honestly like,
yeah.
I wonder if the Naruto ripoff of the Tree of Might's better.
Devil May Cry 5's better.
Well, yeah, of course Devil May Cry's better.
Isn't the Goku? Oh no, the Tree of Might shit in Naruto's just part of canon.
It's a TV special, so it might be canon. I don't know.
Oh no, it also happens at the end.
Wait, what?
There's also a tree of might at the end of Naruto.
I don't remember that at all.
One of the big final plan in that was like summoning the Tree of Might.
Yeah.
I forgot. What? I thought it was just summon that god, and then she got angry.
People have told me throughout the years to not watch Naruto, and I have just been like, no, I'm going to do it someday. I'm going to do it someday. I'm going to do it someday. You saying that is the best job anyone has ever done to drive me away from watching Naruto.
Yeah, it's called the God Tree. It's called the God Tree.
Well, that's completely different from the Shinseiji tree.
Yeah.
It is literally called the Shinju Tree.
Yeah.
Oh, they cut out one syllable.
Oh my god. Do you think we're going to get a prequel to the Tree of Might where we see how Turles got the seeds for this god tree?
Oh, I hope.
I honestly, most of this movie...
What if that's the next super movie?
That's what I was going to say. We're going to get a really great movie, just like we did with Broly, but with Turles, and it's going to feel great, and Zeon's going to hate it.
You know what? I would laugh, but I'd also be mad because fuck you, make Cooler real first.
No.
Right, I think that's the next one up.
Yeah, it absolutely should, but the idea of Turles eating the Tree of Might fruit and getting God Key so that he could be on par with Goku would be so fucking funny.
Yeah, no, that's hilarious as shit. Moving on, though.
They already have Goku Black. They already actually made a canon version of Goku, but different.
This one has green hair.
Yes. Okay, sorry, Dad. Go ahead.
It's fine.
We're almost gonna reach Vegeta LGBT+.
No, this fucking sucks because what KZ just described is Zykor, the OC of Toyotaro, who writes the manga and is Toriyama's successor. He wrote a Dragon Ball fan manga called Dragon Ball AF, where the villain was a green Goku with silver hair who exists because that girl god that Boo owned in the flashback, she didn't really die. She survived and stole Goku's sperm to make a god Goku.
Does the sperm get a Zenkai boost?
Keep in mind, the person who created what I'm about to show you is now the successor of Dragon Ball.
And the official writer and is doing the Dragon Ball Super manga monthly right now.
I'm doing my best to not listen to them, so I'm going to move on. In the movie, after that happens, Goku tries to fight Lettuce and gets relatively owned. And then Lettuce eats the fruit, and he becomes super owning dude. And he owns Goku so hard. Oh. And then Goku's like, I need to use a spirit bomb.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Dan.
Oh, no.
Bring your attention to this man.
I'm staring right at him. I'm staring right at him. I'm choosing to not acknowledge him. This is not fair that I should
get into fighters.
This is not fair that I should suffer alone. I think you need to cut that image in.
Look,
I am absolutely.
I'm sure that he drew this when he was 15, and it's fine. He's gotten way better.
So, ignoring this, Goku is then told by everyone to use a spirit bomb, and Goku's like, okay, yeah, I should use a spirit bomb. So while having the shit beat out of him, he kind of lies on the ground and just barely stands up, and he throws a spirit bomb at Lettuce, and then Lettuce is like, nah, fuck this, and just blows up the spirit bomb with his badass energy beams, and it's really cool.
But it's not that circle beam. That would be...
It's a different move.
That would be a different move.
It's a different move. It's very creative. And then Goku gets owned. And then Goku's like, I feel something warm. And the warm thing he felt was the planet's energy inside of the fruit.
I pissed myself.
He also pissed himself.
Oh, no.
So piss-covered Goku, who's feeling the warm Earth's energy inside of the fruit, stumbles into the several stories into the sky, opening in the Tree of Might, where Lettuce is sitting there staring at the fruit as it makes sounds. And then
he
Goku
eats one more. Come on.
Goku just abruptly pulls out a gun and shoots Lettuce to death. He goes,
the bullets are so powerful it sends him up the tree.
Yes, he throws a spirit bomb that appears instantly in between cuts. Hat Lettuce, who then gets owned and turns black and white manga style and keeps screaming as he apparently explodes upward through the tree.
Well, you see, Dan, Vegeta flew upward when hit by a spirit bomb, so he does too. Even though he was
that's very cool.
A different angle for that, and it made more sense in that case. But still, that's how it works, and it's always going to do that.
And we have a fantastic moment of the energy of the tree being obliterated and popping and turning into gold flakes that fly into the sky and give energy back to everything on Earth. So now the Earth isn't brown and destroyed and Chrono Trigger-esque now. It is back to the beautiful blue Earth that we know, and King Kai eats shit as he's wrong about the Tree of Might just permanently owning whatever planet, and the movie neatly ties everything up, even though this seems like a situation where you'd use the Dragon Balls, but they did that for one forest at the beginning of the film, so we're not going to think about that.
Don't worry, Dan. That would be outside of Shenron's power anyways. We know now.
Yeah, it's true. Like, Shenlong was like,
too bad about that city that got owned.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about all the people who died in the buildings crumbling and collapsing and how this would affect the world economy. We're just going to talk about it's fine now.
Look, that deer came back to life. All those people that are crushed also came back to life.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
That's pretty cool.
His death was so long.
This movie's awful.
That dude was dying for a minute. Hey, you're giving away what your review may be later.
I don't think our review is gonna surprise fucking anyone. They're like, Shenlong, can we get this forest back? And he's like, yeah, that's nothing. And then they're like, Shenlong, can we get this forest back, but with a 24 hours Denny's restaurant inside? And he's like, now that's too much. Come on.
Now that we've talked about, in great detail, the Dragon Ball Z film, Dragon Ball Z, The Tree of Meat, we must now move on to our 3 segments. Segment number 1, of course, is the Yamcha Award, which is the biggest disappointment, character-wise, for the entire film. Feel is the most passionate I feel about this, so go ahead. What do you got?
This is the saddest Yamcha award I've ever had to give, but I have to give it to Piccolo.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
I was going to do that too. I have to find somebody new.
He gets owned so hard.
He shows up, catches Gohan, and gets destroyed, and is then out of the fight just long enough that he won't be able to achieve anything. Because he could have worked any of those jobbers working for Turles. It wouldn't have even been a fight. He'd have just kicked the shit out of him. But no, he can't wake up until he can only fight the actual final boss and get owned.
Yeah, it was really bad. Like, I don't think we've ever seen him get owned this hard. Like, just immediately against Turles before even you get the power boost.
Because usually when he shows up later in a film, it's cool. It's nothing new for him to get owned at the very beginning of a film or something, but I was expecting great things.
I recall him, I'm pretty sure he even does more in Lord Slug, and that's depressing.
Well, I mean, he's got to do more in that one. That one's got another Namekian.
Well, let's move on to Bob.
We've already talked about the one who was most owned. Oh my god. I guess I feel like it's Tien. Like, we don't get to see Tien do basically anything cool. He does the solar flare, and then it cuts away, and he's owned in the forest. I think even Chao Su does more.
Just the idea is just solar flare does no damage. All right, let's cut away. That was good enough.
Yeah, it's like solar flare. Oh, now they're distracted. Maybe they'll do something. No.
Yeah, there's like no follow-up. I expected a punch.
Yeah, no.
A kick.
It seems like it's not even done.
Yeah, it's weird. They have all these actually competent fighters here almost doing things. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
They do the setup, but there's no payoff on any of them. Dan.
The Yamcha Awards are the most depressing award ceremony of the year.
That's why we rip it off first, so we can move on to more grounded, more realistic awards.
I'm gonna give the Yamcha Award, meaning the most disappointing thing in this movie, to the writers. I feel like
they're a character all their own.
They're a bigger disappointment than Yamcha is in this film.
I feel like by the end of this endeavor, those guys will be holding the most Yamchas.
It's a real disappointment. This feels like it would be maybe an episode worth of writing, maybe 2, and it's stretched out into a whole fucking movie.
Look at all this
The
great
pacing is so
dragon
bad.
stuff.
None of anything feels done or fleshed out. Like when they cut to the camp stuff, it just feels random almost. It's so bizarre.
They sure like that as a plot device. I think it happens in like 5 of these movies.
Well, fuck it. From my perspective, this is them being like, yeah, it was pretty weird that Oolong was hanging out with Gohan. Let's at least get Bulma and Krillin in there so that way it's a little bit better.
It makes it seem like it would happen.
Oh no,
ever.
he did it. He did it in World's Strongest too. What is this fucking nefarious pig up to?
I don't know. Anytime Oolong hangs out with them, a world event occurs. Maybe Chi-Chi's right.
I guess I'll pick Chi-Chi because she was in the movie for too long.
That's understandable.
And that was a big disappointment to me. I'm like, oh, she still has lines.
Look
They're
at all
still
those,
all the worst.
look at all those lines coming out of Chi-Chi's mouth.
Why can't it be like Dead Zone where she pretends she's going to do something cool and then immediately gets knocked out?
They should have had a fight scene with her and the dragon.
That dragon was going to fuck up the fucking higher dragon. Like Shenron, he's like, if he was whipping his tail at him.
Yeah. No, that would have hit with all the momentum of a fucking freight train.
You could do that tail whip on an OLED and it would be perfectly fine.
It's true. They're very rugged. So if you're an Elder Dragon god out there and you're looking for a nice new display, look at OLED, you know? I would like to note another reason why the writers should receive the Yamcha Award. It seemed to me, maybe I missed some nuance in this movie. It seemed to me that Goku got a rage boost, and I'm to understand that only Gohan gets that, according to certain prolific Dragon Ball YouTubers.
Dan, stop.
We are prolific Dragon Ball YouTubers.
It's true.
I'm having
very
deep
important.
I'm having deep lore explained to me by other prolific Dragon Ball YouTubers, and according to them, it doesn't make sense for certain characters to have rage boosts. Seems to me, from this video I watched, that only Gohan should have rage boosts. So, you know, Goku got really mad when Gohan was kidnapped by Lettuce, and he seemed to have a rage boost because he just eviscerated those two. Sure, that was retconned 2 scenes later, but it still happened.
See, it wasn't a rage boost, so it didn't damage continuity. Goku's such a nice guy, he's just always holding back, so that just made him stop holding back. And he's so strong that he can instantly pull out their organs through their nose.
Oh, he's like Superman. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I was about to say, yeah.
Goku is like Superman. That is the most correct statement on this entire podcast series.
Goku's like, oh, you hurt my son, I guess we're not gonna have a friendly match after all. To the guys destroying his planet.
Yes.
And his friends. And his
darn.
friends. And making explosions so loud you could almost hear them over Chi-Chi.
Oh, don't even kid. We weren't even close.
Sorry, yeah, I know. It's like an order of magnitude.
Yeah. It's time for segment number 2, in which you need to bring me a character from this film and give me your pitch as to how they could defeat Jiren from Dragon Ball Super.
God.
Yeah, I know. Even I forgot about this segment. But here it is. Can they beat Jiren? Dan, who do you got?
So check this out. The Tree of Might could beat Jiren. 1, we have no idea how hard those roots are. 2, all Jiren has to be is mildly touching the ground, and I guess the tree kills him. 3, imagine how powerful that tree would be if it ate its own fruit.
You just plant the tree in Jiren. He's like got all the strengths of a planet.
Yeah, there you go. So the seed really is the one-hit KO, right? You just take all the strength out of him, because that's what it consumes. It consumes strength.
Only true strength, though.
Bob.
Jet plane man.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, damn it.
Is that so?
Cacao.
Cacao. Fucking shit.
Okay. Get this.
Yeah.
Not many people
Yeah.
have rocket boosters.
That's correct. I feel like that's correct.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Okay, yeah. No.
Also, that dude can survive apparently being completely destroyed. So, he's probably take a Jiren punch. He can survive
Okay.
even when he's killed. That's it.
Yeah. He can
Let me see. I will.
he can retcon being killed by Jiren.
God.
I guess really I'm voting for the writers who can't figure out who is actually dead already.
I would be surprised if the writers died to Jiren. I think that would make world news.
I think I'll go for the tree of meat.
That's from Devil May Cry 5, right?
No, that's from Naruto. But instead, I guess I'll go for raisin.
Of course.
Which, yeah, one, small, hard to hit. I feel like the fight will go Jiren facing off against them. Goes in for some sort of an attack. Maybe the one where his eye glows and then suddenly 500 punches appear in the air. It's like, oh no, he got hit. Then the camera cuts, and then 20 minutes later it cuts back. Jiren's already been defeated. We will not explain why.
Yes, see, the real thing is any of the minions in this movie can defeat Jiren as long as they're off screen at the same time as him.
Yeah, I like how even Krillin was like putting up a good fight against the big red guy, but then it cuts away, he's owned.
Yeah. Feel. What you got?
Okay, I'm gonna go with the fruit of the Tree of Might.
Ooh.
Because they apparently contain so much energy that a spirit bomb made from their energy can even overpower someone who has eaten the fruit by his own admission like 8 times.
Yeah. It's a little weird.
I thought that it would be that he ate it, and then he was like, this isn't true power, and kill himself.
Remember that time he took a single bite and then crushed it in his hand because he was so ripped? Maybe that was just rage over how little it worked.
He's just puffing his chest up like, all right, let's run this bit. I'll just pretend I'm really strong now.
If only a Dragon Ball Z movie were ever written that well.
God, can you imagine?
We have so many more to go, Bob. You might find one.
No.
Now that we've gone through who can beat Jiren, we will now make the star of the show in segment 3 our main villain, Turles, as each person needs to present a canon Dragon Ball villain. Has to I forget if it's villain or character. Regardless, you got to bring in some canon Dragon Ball character and throw him at Turles. We see who wins. We'll start with Bob.
I think Fidel could beat Turles.
You sure?
Pretty sure. After the training.
All
She can fly. Then she's ready to beat Turles.
I don't think you're right, man.
Bob, I have some bad news. Toriyama is writing this, so he's just gonna kick her, and she's gonna fly like in Fighters, but land in a kitchen, and it'll go dramatic finish.
No!
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even try to bring that one in.
Delicious finish.
Domestic finish.
No!
God. Good Lord.
I'm sorry, Bob. I don't think your suggestion will work.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose confidence with Toriyama still there. It's dangerous.
Feel.
Who could beat Turles? I'm gonna say Raccoon could defeat Turles.
Oh my God.
I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that's a shoe-in. He could definitely do it. It'd be easy.
Because Raccoon defeated Vegeta, and Turles is shittier knockoff Vegeta.
Yeah, but he has the fruit.
But
he has that ring attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Raccoon has Raccoon Knee, and then he's faster than any other character ever moves in the series. Also, he can do a power bomb. Nobody else has that.
That's an important life skill right there.
He power bombs Turles into the ground and goes, "Loser."
And then rips off his shirt. If he still has it.
Yeah, I can see it. You can't beat Raccoon Eraser Gun.
Or the Raccoon Ultra Hyper Miracle Fighting Bomber, I think is how it goes.
What level of Kaioken does Goku use against Vegeta? Does anybody remember?
Against Vegeta.
He uses time. The highest he uses is ×4.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay, so we have Goku able to do ×10 Kaioken, and not able to beat the guy.
Correct.
Oh man, that I was gonna say that he goes to 10 in this movie. That really hypes up Turles.
Yeah, it does.
But I still think Raccoon's probably a little better.
Yeah, I think he's right. Yeah.
Why didn't Fidel ever learn Kaioken? Why didn't anybody else learn Kaioken?
Oh, time to infuriate you, Bob. They did.
What? But they just don't use
when
it?
Piccolo is fighting Android 2020, the old man android, he's like, yeah, he basically says that they all start doing what Goku did when he fought Frieza before he went Super Saiyan, which is just spike their power the instant they attack and defend. So everybody is constantly using it without them drawing any attention to it because Toriyama got tired of drawing it.
Wow. What a great series.
Wow. Amazing.
Well, now that we've established that one, Dan!
Oh, there we go. I was waiting for that. The guy who plays Hercule in the made-for-TV movie about the Cell games?
Yes!
Based on the footage, really powerful. Incredibly powerful. Did you see those special effects? There were explosions. His head is huge.
That was great. You remember when they dubbed Kai and they got the Team 4-star people to do it, and then Toei said, no. No.
Owned.
I mean,
Toei is... That is really funny. Toei sucks so bad.
I think it happened in the TV version, but nothing else.
That's hilarious. I don't know who to side with. It's kind of bad. I don't like them restricting the localization, but I also
No, keep going, Dan.
This is a morally complex issue. I'll have to mull over it some more as I laugh about it for the next couple weeks thinking about it.
I knew you'd appreciate this anecdote.
But yeah, that dude's head is really big. One of the biggest in Dragon Ball, assuming the mask is roughly the same size as his normal head. He seems really powerful. He turned people into bad special effects a couple times, you know? Really impressive guy. I think he could do it.
Yeah. He just rips the Tree of Might in half.
Yep. He would do a flying kick to it, and then it would appear to be completely flat and cardboard and bent. He has dimensional altering abilities like that. He's very impressive. I think most Dragon Ball villains need to look out for that guy.
I've been trying to think of who could do it, and I think Spopovich got this.
I think he does.
Okay, no, I have a challenge to this. The only person we see Spopovich defeat is a woman in Dragon Ball. Is that really a good metric? Not a woman in Dragon Ball. That's where it gets dicey.
Christ.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and I hate you, but I hear you. And I get what you're saying, and I hate that it's accurate. What a great anime we've chosen to review.
This is gonna happen every month.
Yep.
Maybe soon we'll stop seeing Chi-Chi and we'll stop thinking about it.
Oh, don't worry. There's a great part in one of the later movies where a villain grabs his female sidekick and holds her in front of an energy blast to block it.
Wow.
All right. Well, we went through everyone on that segment, correct?
Yes.
Am I high?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, it's at this point that everyone's going to do a review and final score for Tree of Meat. So we're going to start with Feel.
This movie is really bad. It's even worse than you guys think because you didn't get like 10 minutes more of Icarus and Chi-Chi. I'm giving this a 2 out of 7.
Yeah.
So it's the same to you as Mystical Adventure.
Surely I gave Sleeping Princess. I'm lowering Sleeping.
You gave that a 3.
I'm reducing both the original both those first two movies a point because I must have been high.
So
Or
Curse of
drunk
the Blood,
or something.
So you're now lowering Curse of the Blood Rubies from a 3 to a 2 and Sleeping Princess from a 3 to a 2.
Yes.
Okay, now all 3 Dragon Ball original movies are now a 2 for Feel because he was real fucking crazy back then. I think you gave Blood Rubies a 4.
I gave Blood
before we
Rubies
had
a
to
4.
lower it again.
Yeah.
You've lowered that movie twice.
Oh, God. This is a constantly evolving series.
Yes, by movie 7, you'll have lowered it to a 1 to make 3 times in a row.
No, I'm pretty comfortable with 2.
Okay. Hey Dan,
Yeah.
let me get your review.
This is really bad. This is really, really bad. I'm wondering if it's a 1 or a 2, and part of me knows Dragon Ball movies could potentially get worse than this, but I don't know. I don't know. Because
Lord Slug's gonna be a 5 for you.
This is worse than Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle, but is it a whole point worse? Is what I'm mulling through.
Oh shit!
And that's I'm gonna have to do it. Tree of Might's a 1 out of 7.
Oh my god, it's your lowest score of all time. Thanks, Chi-Chi.
Thanks, Chi-Chi. If you weren't so loud, they would have heard the problem sooner and solved it.
That, and with context of your other scores, it's like Dragon Ball Z movie 1 got a 5, then the next one got a 4, and this got a 1. Oh no.
What? No. You're saying Dragon Ball Z movie 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
The decline of this new era of movies
Yes.
started strong.
Mm-hmm. And then just immediately fell off a cliff because I'm serious. I'm not saying this because like I was in a drastically different mood today than any of these other days. I would much sooner rewatch Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle than fucking Tree of Might. Tree of Might, I know exactly why now. I did not remember it that well. I remember why now. It was my favorite of the 3 movies, or it was my least favorite of the 3 movies they kept re-airing, and why Dead Zone is a billion times better. This movie's really fucking bad.
This is that question is so hard for me too. It's just a nightmare.
Yeah, because you want to go, this is a 1, and then you're going to find out the next movie is Goku shit his pants. do.
Bob!
I have a really hard time with this one because there's a lot of the artistic stuff I really like seeing the tree growing out of the planet. Like, I think they do some really cool shots of it. There's some neat moments. I even enjoy some of the early build-up stuff of just, here's Gohan and Icarus. But it's really bad. It's so bad that I was passing out during the end.
It's true. Bob started
That was like
fading.
a roller coaster where Bob was going up the fucking roller coaster hill, and then as it drops, but it's bad.
This is like that episode of Dexter where the kid told the story and they had to animate what he said with this crippling ADD.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes of good. Yeah. But it's mixed in with so much. Just terrible.
And we missed out on 10 minutes.
Only 5 for our version because we got the
our movie-
5 minutes.
Ours is an hour flat, yeah.
Yeah.
This movie feels like it went on forever before they got to the tree, and then the tree wasn't good.
Yes, no, that's exactly what this movie's problem is.
Right, like all those fight scenes they set up were like the beginnings of those fight scenes with those characters were good, and then they just were not there. Like they weren't done. So I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna say it's worse than Sleeping Princess.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Because in that, at least, Lucifer had a ray gun.
Yeah, Lucifer had the ray gun. We still had the cool artistry stuff of the big shot of the castle.
Oh, yeah,
and it's much shorter.
It was dope, and it was shorter, and Lucifer's in it, and so is Launch, and it's pretty fun, and there are neat moments, and there's some bad animation, but Jesus Christ, it's not the Tree of Might.
What if we have Piccolo show up, look at the main villain, and then explode?
You're saying a positive part of this movie, to be honest.
It's like everything else in this movie.
Hilarious.
It's like starts to be positive, then just crashes.
I enjoyed the first part, except for the Chi-Chi parts of the first part. I thought it was a nice enough setup for the whole thing. I think the designs of the villains this time, with the exception of Turles, of course, were neat. Like, I like all of these guys a lot, especially Cyborg Melt Man.
Yeah, they got cool designs.
With the power to melt.
We didn't even discuss
melt.
We didn't even discuss that apparently Toriyama gave insane origins for some of them.
Ooh, of course he did.
Like, the Raisin guys were revived from fossils that Turles extracted from the Tree of Might and built his spaceship.
What the fuck is
we
this
need
shit?
we need Tree of Might 0. I told you guys earlier.
Again. Well, with that information, it's really skewing me here because there's a lot of blue balling in this movie between cool characters. They're going to do a fight, and then they cut away, before it got truly satisfying. But I think back to Sleeping Princess, which I gave a 1, and go, man, that's nothing. It's not even in the same stratosphere as that. So I'm going to give it my lowest 3. Because I thought it was okay. Like, I could watch it again 5 years from now. But I would not. I would watch it before I'd see Curse of Blood Rubies or Sleeping Princess again. But I think Mystical Adventure is better than it. That's my feelings on it. I have oh no, I have unfortunately made it so that now Sleeping Princess and Tree of Might are tied. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we seem to have figured out how good Tree of Might truly is.
It is definitively at the bottom of 3 of our lists.
God, it is.
And then KZ said it was a tie between Sleeping Princess and Tree of Might. Or is it?
If you go by mine, it's tied with Mystical Adventure number-wise.
Okay. So, here we go. Here we go.
So it is tied for 3rd on mine.
Wow, that's really high.
Though I have said with my scaling, of course, that I think Mystical Adventure is better.
Okay. So then your list is Dead Zone, World's Strongest, Mystical Adventure, Tree of Might, Curse of the Blood Rubies, and Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle.
Oh man, our lists are dire. Most of them have World's Strongest, the second best movie what we watched, and that was bad.
I don't know. I very much enjoyed World's Strongest.
I mean,
I very much enjoyed it, but I was disappointed that some aspects of it just really didn't hold up.
I mean, I just wish it had a Raleigh.
So going through this, our group ranking is tied for last place with 8 points out of a possible 28 points.
Oh my god.
Is Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle and Tree of Might. Right after that is Curse of the Blood Rubies with 11 points. Then it's Mystical Adventure with 13 points. Then World's Strongest with 16. And Dead Zone with 22. Will we ever encounter something that can get 20 points? I don't know.
I think
I hope so.
I don't think we're hitting 20 again until the newest Broly movie.
Oh no.
That would be unbelievable. There has to be something that will get 20.
I don't.
A BoJack.
Yeah,
I heard that dude's Unbound.
Maybe the Bardock special's great. Who knows?
The score's Unbound. It's the first one to get zeros.
I remember. Whatever.
What? Yeah, whatever.
No, halfway through the series, we start allowing -7 to 7, and those are the Black Star Dragon numbers.
Yes. We will only do that for the Dragon Ball GT movie we have to watch.
I'm allowing that. Yes, let's do that.
I forgot there was a GT movie.
Hey, man.
So, closing out this episode.
That's right. No.
No.
Oh God. Closing out this episode, Bob is going to read something Phil wrote that tells us what happens next time.
It's time to go back to the past to watch a TV special that may or may not suck.
Yes.
To answer the most important question in Dragon Ball, what
ballsack
did Goku come out of? Will it have an original design? Will it achieve anything? find out the answers to these questions, they have the same answer. Next time on Mondo Cool, Bardock, the father of Goku.
Okay, I'm gonna hit stop now.
This GigaBoots video was brought to you by the arcane powers of our executive producers. Esme, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Starfalcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, and 32X Wen. Thank you very much to our powerful executive producers. And also these guys. If you like this video and want to lend us your power, head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.